Greetings, greetings, greetings. Happy, what is today? Wednesday, January 7th. It is about noon Eastern Standard Time. So happy hunch day or hump day. It's a hump day. I don't know why I like to say hunch. I don't know why that's on my mind. Greetings. Hello, hello. Um, please hit that like button. As y'all come in, please hit the like button. So this dress is unavoidable. How many times have I said I'm sick of this freaking dress? But it just don't seem like the commentary about this freaking dress is gonna go away. Hey Denise, thank you for coming in. It just seems like people want to talk to it ever since it's gone viral. New Year's Eve, it's been 7 days, and usually what the news cycle for something like this would usually last 3 or 4 days. Um, or would it last 2 weeks? What is the normal? Hey Reggie, how you doing, sugar? What is the normal news cycle or time that something like this would stay in the news? Is it because? And I'm wondering why it's still here. Why is it still here? Is it because it's Jamal Bryant? Is it because the church really want to talk about what you should wear? Is it because of this new social media preaching from the pulpit social media? Is it because there's not a whole lot in the news, church news or whatever to talk about? Why is this dress being talked about so much to the point where I've seen it on Inside Edition? Okay, to the point where I went to my group chat with my mama and my three sisters this morning, and they are talking about it, and they generally don't talk about celebrity news, pop culture, anything like. They don't normally talk about that, and they talk about the freaking dress. I said, "What in the world? I can't go. Where can I go to get us away from this dresses?" It seems like there's nowhere in the world to go, and they're not talking about the freaking dress. So, as a person who consider myself a content creator, guess what I got to talk about? The freaking dress. Freaking dress. Reggie says, it's a side of it, and then next thing I know, they are on. Yeah, the what's her name? Her name is Tamron Hall show. Yes, yes. Now she on the show. Maybe they're the ones who keep it going. Hey, Korean. I was thinking the same thing this morning. It's being drawn out. Yeah, I ain't never seen something like this. Hey, Chef John, Don Sugar. I've never seen anything like this being drawn out. So here we go. Here we go. You know, I tried to duck and dive, but listen, here we go. So as it's being mentioned, hey, me to you, as it's being mentioned, she's been on, is it Tamron Hall? So she was on, and was he with her? I think he might have been with her. Jamal might have been with her, but Karri went on the show. Karri Bryant response on the Tamron Hall show where she stated that the dress is for herself and her husband. Why do people always got to do this thing where they at, like, I wore that for him. Y'all wasn't at the house, girl. Y'all wasn't at the house. So you wore it for everybody who's gonna see it. Now you may have worn it saying that you wore it for it can look, so it can appear like his wife is attractive. But when you wore something for your husband, you can wear that at the house because she was out in the public. Now, I ain't saying she was wrong for wearing it out in the public. I'm just responding to her. I wore that for my husband, but that's neither here or there. So where she stated that she wore the dress for her husband and not for others, but you were in public. You should have worn it for yourself. You should have worn it for yourself. But anyway, Chef Don says, well, I feel two ways about it. I'm not really mad at her for speaking on it. She hasn't. He has, right. She haven't spoke up for herself. He has. And if everybody can speak on it, why not her? There you go, Chef Don. She was like, well, everybody else talking about it. Let me talk about it. Let me get my 15 minutes. Yeah. Chef Don said, I agree. It's not for her husband in public. Right. It's like, girl, you wearing that dress to impress the people. Girl, you were flexing on them up. Anyway. Okay, that's what she said. She emphasizes her multi-dimensional identity beyond just being a first lady, including being a wife, daughter, and a professor. She asserted that the title of first lady does not define her, rather she defines the title, meaning that she's saying the title ain't going to define me. I'm going to define what it means to me as being married to the man of God. Of a statement that I can't stand. man and woman of God. I don't like that because we all children of God. Me to You says Jamal and Karri are a clout chasers. It's beginning to look that way. I've heard people say that before, and I'm beginning to agree. So this is what Miss Karri had to say.
You have a sliver of doubt before you walk out to go to the event about the dress and that it might create a stir. People have said, oh, she knew it would get this reaction. My ego is not that big. I don't dress for people. I dress for myself and for my husband. Wife, yes. I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I have a doctorate, I'm a professor. There are plenty of things that I do. And the challenge is we often want to see a woman be one-dimensional. I am multi-dimensional.
So the thing in that she said that stood out to me was concerning her not letting being a first lady define her. Let me say this: first lady of a church, is culturally honorific. It's an honorific title. Reggie side-eyed. That whole first lady thing, y'all know the president's wife is first lady, or now that you can have a woman president be first man, I guess, or first gentleman. But it's an honorific title for a pastor's wife, often carrying expectations of leadership and visibility. Now, that whole visibility thing is what's got us in the mess in church, in my opinion, that we're in with these hierarchies. It's like sitting at the table of Camelot. Who gets to sit where? First of all, who gets to sit at the table? And then I don't like this whole visibility and higher. But anyway, so the expectation of leadership and visibility, especially in the Black churches, but lacking biblical basis. But it's lacking biblical basis. While any Christian woman attending a church is simply a believer called to a general godliness and service, there is no status in the Bible. There's no first lady status or special entitlements from Scripture. And somebody can, if I'm wrong, somebody can show me where I'm wrong, where there's first lady in the Bible. I'm not talking about alluding to like y'all be doing with Christmas and Easter. I'm talking about actual scriptural base of a first lady in the Bible. So there's no special entitlements from the scripture. The key distinction is man-made. This is a man-made thing. We have a lot of man-made things in the Black traditional church, and then we follow it, and then we put it out as though it's law. Like we put it out as though it thou is written. It is written, so it shall be. And it ain't written. It ain't written. The key distinction is it is a man-made title associated with expectations versus the universal Christian call to faith and conduct. Me to You said that is correct. Cruz, the first lady is not biblical, and so we make these rules based on what our traditions are, and need to start making distinctions or differentiation between what is actual Bible and what is our opinion based on our experience and our church experience, because everybody's church experience is not the same. See, people, that's the thing that gets people. And I think that is what Jamal meant when he said no, which was a statement. A lot of statements that every side, Jamal making, the Earls making, a lot of these statements are so mean, ungodly, lacking of class, all of them from the pulpit out of order, in my opinion. But I understand when he said you ain't been nowhere, because when you live from place to place, you understand that your experience is not the experience of the next person. It ain't always done like it's done. Like in our house, we ate rice every single day. I was 16 years old when I found out the people in their house wasn't like us, Carolina Geeches, that eat rice every single day. I found out later on, they ate potatoes in their house every single day. So what's normal to you may not be normal to somebody else. And that's even in the church. Your little church traditions ain't got nothing to do with my tradition. So we shouldn't be basing tradition on what is written. First lady ain't in the Bible, according, in my opinion. Chef Don said, I feel different from about this situation because I feel like these folks didn't say anything until it became a thing online first. I'm not mad at them for getting attention behind it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's refer her to Sister So-and-so, Sister So-and-so in the past. Right. Hey, Tracy Chappelle, what does the husband follow that Bible says about pastors? Because I don't see Jamal as humble. Ain't none of them. Well, I mean, he ain't, and the rest of them that was Bishop Wooten. All none of them are. So, now the man whose video, and I won't say because I'm gonna say something that's probably not so flattering to him. The man whose video I saw this on first yesterday, I think he himself is a pastor, but I know he's a content creator. And I've only watched him a few times, in both, in all the few times I've not been too fond of his commentary, because I judge him and his panel guest, and I first put misogynistic, but I had to erase that in my notes. Hey, Sunshine. Thank you for coming in, Sugar. I had to erase that in my note that the guy whose name I won't mention, whose video I looked at that I saw this on first, I first called him misogynistic, and then I looked up the definition of misogynistic, and I don't think he don't like women. As a part of the definition of misogynistic, not liking women. But I do judge him as, and we do judge. Y'all judge if you want to. We judge every day. We human beings. Jesus said, "Don't judge as the hypocrites." He never told us not to judge. He said, "Don't judge as the hypocrites." Meaning, if you are a whore, you can't be calling somebody else a whore. You can't be judging somebody else that is a whore. That's judging as a hypocrite. Okay. But anyway, I judged him as a man who see women as inferior. Okay, because as I was watching his show yesterday, he read an email. This guy that I'm talking about, that's a content creator, and I think he's also a pastor. He read an email from a pastor who in the email, from what I heard from the email, sounded like the pastor was kind of getting burned out. The folks in the church was, by his words and what him and the panel guests kept saying, is trying to force him out, I guess, as pastor. But then the man also admitted that although he's married, he's messing around with some woman. Now, this is why I judge this content creator as, not too, I don't know what, inferior to women. We just say it that way because that's a nice way. Even though this pastor said he was on his wife, he blamed the woman. He said, "Oh, y'all got to be careful with your pastor because all these women be trying to push on." Wait a minute, why are you blaming the woman? Hold up. Why are you blaming the woman? That's the first thing. Then as him and the panel kept talking, they also the church is trying to push him out. The church is trying to, he got to be careful because him messing around, they could push him out. And I kept hearing defense of this cheating pastor with grace and empathy and excuses, but those same people wore Karri out over a dress. The dress was unacceptable. The dress was so terrible. Shame on Jamal for letting his wife wearing a dress. Let's go 2 days later. They're talking about an email that they got from a cheating pastor. Gave him all the excuses in the world, grace and empathy, and telling him how he cannot be pushed out of his church. Do y'all hear the hypocrisy of all of that? Just plain old hypocrisy.
Pastor. I happen to fall in love with a man who is a pastor, right? And so with that came the title of First Lady, but there's no book for that. There's no manual for what that looks like. And I have decided that the title does not define me. I define what the title is.
Let me play that again.
Pastor. I happen to fall in love with a man who is a pastor, right? And so with that came the title of First Lady, but there's no book for that. There's no manual for what that looks like. And I have decided that the title does not define me. I define what the title is.
Now, let me say this concerning she saying, I happen to fall in love and marry somebody that is a pastor. Let me give it another example. You're 21 years old or 25, however old, and you marry a guy who's in church. They're a good old brother in church. They might usher, work the parking lot. Time go by, and that good old usher parking lot attendant becomes a trustee. Some more time go by. Y'all still married. 15 more years go by. He becomes a deacon. Maybe a few years after that, he get a calling on his life and become an elder or a reverend. And then the bishop assigns him to a church and he's a pastor. What'd she say again?
Pastor. I happen to fall in love with a man who is a pastor, right? And so with that came the title of First Lady, but there is no book for that. There's no
when you become First Lady because you married someone who happened to be a pastor, or married somebody and some years down the line they became a pastor, where's the book and verse for that? Can somebody tell me where is the book and verse for that? Does it exist? Does it exist? Because we're putting all of these rules and stuff on this woman, not as based on her being a Christian, not based on her being a church member, but because she married. Okay, I think I beat that horse. To death. Tracy said, pushed out. He should be looking to step down. He should step. And that's what I was. Girl, they was ignoring me, honey. I was in that chat just I was. Y'all can't hear me typing, but I'm typing. I was in that chat just typing, and them jokers were like, I guess if I would have put a man avatar up there, maybe they would have saw what I was typing and responded. But I was like, he pushed out. Y'all worried about him being pushed out. This man's messing around and already admitted that him and his wife are sleeping in separate beds. I left that part out. They're sleeping in separate bedrooms. He got trouble all in his house. He need to lay his gift down. He need to lay that gift down. Go fix his house. Determine what's going on with his marriage. Y'all gonna be together. Y'all gonna split up. Because in that condition, he worried about them pushing him out the church. He need to go get somewhere and sit down himself. And they need to say, brother. They needed to be saying, brother, you need to sit down. But again, when it came to the dress, they could think of everything wrong with that dress. Them men. Oh, y'all need to be looking at your own wife and not worrying about what Karri Bryant got on. Them men sitting up on them three men. They had everything to say about that dress, but they were so empathetic to this cheating pastor that was in this email. Heard it with my own ears. So this dress is going viral. This dress is going viral. Even Sherri, is her name Sherri Shepherd, expresses her admiration for Dr. Karri Bryant. Sherri Shepherd, I think is her name. Did you see that live? You know what live I'm talking about. I ain't even gonna say the man's name because I ain't got nothing interesting or nice to say. So I ain't looking to beef with nobody, especially no men of God, no men of God. But it's like y'all thinking, sitting up here thinking y'all deep, and y'all looking just as traditional. Anyway, so Sherri expresses her admiration for Dr. Karri Bryant, calling her brilliant, accomplished, and stunning. Even expresses her desire to own the dress herself. Sherri said, send that dress to me. Send that dress to me.
I need that dress. I was on the internet all night long looking for that dress to see if y'all listed that dress on one of the sites. So I would ask could you send that dress to the Chelsea?
So Sherri even said that she wanted that dress herself. However, Sherri notes the difference in expectation for a quote unquote first lady compared to other figures like Cardi B or Jennifer Lawrence. Questioning, who was that was married to a pastor? What was that girl's name? She's an actor, and they have divorced. I can see her face, but I can't. I do not remember her name. Seemed like she played in Eve's Bayou. Yeah, who are some actors that played in Eve? Actress that played in Eve's Bayou. Was she married to a pastor? But anyway, public figure like Cardi B or Jennifer Lawrence questioning whether the illusion of nudity fits with the role of pastor. She shares a personal anecdote about adjusting her own public image as a talk show host due to responsibility. Megan Good was married to a pastor. Did y'all used to give Megan a hard time? I bet y'all used to give Megan a hard time. I bet you did. Sherri concludes by highlighting that the controversy over the dress overshadowed a successful fundraising effort, jokingly suggesting that the dress raised everybody's blood pressure. And it did. She reiterates her desire for the dress and invites Karri Bryant to visit her on the show and bring the dress with her. So more than likely, next we're going to be seeing Karri Bryant on the Sherri Shepherd show.
They didn't, because everybody was trying to figure out where the dress started and salvation ended.
I like that. She said everybody was trying to figure out where the dress started and salvation ended. Even Rickey Smiley. Even Rickey Smiley had something to say about the dress. Rickey proudly defends Dr. Karri against online attacks regarding her dress at an event. He emphasizes that she looked beautiful, fabulous, and educated. Y'all know that's his Divine Nine sister. That's his Divine Nine sister. She's an AKA. Mm-hmm. He questions why a certain demographic of people, primarily Black women, were attacking her. She says Black women, but I'm seeing all these folks I see attacking her are Black preachers. And listen, let me tell you something. I wish there was a way I could use my phone and call my husband. And y'all done see the video explaining, because somebody said, why you say he his husband? Y'all ain't together. Look at the video. But I would call him right now. We ain't even together, and ask him what you think about Karri Bryant dress. And his response better be, I ain't see it. Or his response better be, I ain't looking at that woman dress. Why the heck? I want to say hell. Let me just say what I want to say. Why the hell, y'all, you Black? Why all them husbands looking at that woman dress? Is what I want. You better turn your face and act like you ain't looking. You shouldn't have nothing to say in no month. Y'all wanted the dress talk. Y'all wanted me to talk about the dress. Y'all done Instagram me, message me, text me, email me, dropping my chat and ask. Now I'm going to talk about the damn dress. I wish I would be married to and he asked and say something about that and get up in the pulpit talking about another woman's dress. What the you looking at that dress for? Turn your eyes around. Anyway, you enjoyed that video of me explaining my life. I would love to do more of that, if people's interested. It was a lot of questions about that because I don't know what category to put it in because we're legally still married. But anyway, I call him right now. His response better be, girl, ain't nobody looking at that dress, girl. Ain't nobody looking at that dress. That's what. But these jokers, they looking. Pastor Wookin looking so hard. He know it looks like a $2 whore. I want to know how many whores have he bought since he know how much they cost. Okay, me too. You said calm down. Okay. Anyway, back to my notes because I listen to my subscribers. Calm down. So Smiley recounts a personal anecdote where his girlfriend was similarly scrutinized and met with hatred by other women. He highlights Dr. I keep saying other women. It ain't other women. Hey, Matt Sugar, how you doing? He highlights Dr. Karri Bryant's character, noting her involvement in community service and her kind nature. He expresses frustration with the negativity and hate within the community, especially when there is no more pressuring issues like potential loss for voting rights. Project 2025. And calls to affirmative action. He encourages viewers, Dr. Karri Bryant's page, to show her love and support. Hey, y'all, I know. That's how I feel about it. Y'all ask me how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. I want to know why these women husbands, I wish my husband would go in the pulpit and be talking about another woman's dress. I wish he would. I wish he would. Anyway. Or my boyfriend. If I call my boyfriend right now, okay. She just say her husband and then turn around and say her boyfriend. If I call that joker right now and he talking about, I seen it, you ain't think nothing. That's the wrong answer. That's the wrong answer. What you need to say is, I looked at the dress and I was thinking, you sure would look good in that dress right there. Anyway.
Name the demographic of human being that was online mainly attacking Dr. Karri Bryant.
So that was Rickey Smiley's question, and he never did answer the question because I was listening to his video waiting on him to say, he said, name the different demographic of people who were mainly talking about her dress. And since he didn't answer himself, the demographic I saw was preachers. Oh, just say, Chef Don Don, let me find out a husband and a boyfriend. Give them something to talk about, Chef Don Don. Give them something to talk about. The reason why these men are talking about Karri is because they want her. Me to you said that. That was me to you words, not mine. I just read it. Ain't nobody else think about that. Why these men so obsessed with this dress? What you say, Rickey Smiley?
Rickey. Y'all, a lot of y'all don't like black men. You don't like black women either, especially one that's shining. Don't tell us. Now, just because she married to a pastor or whatever, that's his woman. She's for him. She don't belong. Rickey, what was the demographic? To the church. She belonged.
Listen, I'm sitting up there listening to the video and yelling at the video. He ain't never did tell us what the demographic is. But talk on with it.
You married to a pastor, that don't mean that everybody have to walk around dressed up like Osama bin Laden. What you think they're supposed to do? It don't matter if she's a bishop's daughter. It don't matter. She's her, and she belongs to God, and only God can judge. How about that? She dressed to please her husband.
So Tracy Chappelle is, hold on. Is it on stage or not on stage? Dirty or show on stage. I look at both of them crazy because they are both church leaders. She is a pastor herself, but again, they call her a pastor. Let me say this. Did she say she's a pastor or did other people say she's a pastor? Because a lot of places that I was at with my husband and they said because he was a preacher, that I was a preacher. I ain't never say it. I ain't never tell True Deliverance Church in Killeen, Texas. I ain't never tell True Deliverance in Newport News, Virginia. I ain't never did tell, I ain't gonna say this last church because y'all gonna look it up and it's too close. I ain't never did tell this church over here. I ain't never tell these people I was a preacher, an evangelist, or any of that. But because my husband was, they said I was. They said it. But anyway, because they are both church leaders. But again, I wouldn't follow her husband across the street and her across the parking lot. Yeah, I don't go to neither one of them church. She was hired as a pastor at New Birth. So she was hired. Okay. Thank you for that correction. So she was hired too, along with him as a pastor. So they pay her. Well, if they pay her, then sister girl, they can tell you what to wear. You know, I guess, I guess, you know, yes, they could. The New Birth have a problem with the dress? Can we hear from New Birth? Because we heard from everybody but New Birth. Because just like Tracy Chappelle said, I wouldn't follow them across the street or follow him across the street. So the point today is we don't go to that church. We don't tithe to that church. We don't go to that church. We don't support that church. We wouldn't even follow the man across the street. So that's another reason why I don't care about that dress. Because I don't go to that church. I don't care about that dress. Ain't my first lady. Ain't mine. Jan ain't got that dress on. I think that's my first lady's name. Is that her name? I think that's her name. I call her sister blah blah blah. So it's her name. I think her name first name Jan. Cruiser, I said in your chat the other day that she was hired before he married her. Explain that. She was hired where? Y'all explain that because I don't know. Y'all know I don't be knowing. Hey Whitley, I don't think that New Birth gives a damn, to be honest. Okay, well there you have it. There you have it. We care more than they do. There you have it. There you have it. So I want to play. I told y'all earlier that even Inside Edition had something to say. So Inside Edition said, ordinarily a gown like this could get you on a stress, eye-popping, and shows off a lot of curves. But the woman happens to be the wife of a prominent pastor, and that has people talking. Is it too much for someone in her position? And then they say Dr. Karri Turner Bryant is married to Atlanta's activist Jamal Bryant. So Inside Edition, they had a little video. They had a little video on it. So they also had a little video on it. But I wanted to play this also from a lady who says she's licensed. Let's see what you say. Dr. Karri Turner Bryant was hired as New Birth as one of the pastors somehow that keeps being overlooked. Yeah, it's overlooked by me because I don't know. Until these stories come out, I don't be following people's life like that. Y'all know I've been very transparent about the fact that I'm not into celebrity news, and I'm really not into people's business until it becomes content, and then I have to do a little bit of research, and my research is very surface because I really don't care about people's business that deep. I've seen one of my neighbors. I went in the store and she was working at the gas station, and I was talking to her. My daughter was talking to her because my daughter don't even live here. My daughter recognized her, and they was talking. And I said, oh, hey, and I don't know how the conversation come up. And she said, I live 2 doors down from you. I said, girl, you do? She said, yeah, I've been living there for 6 years. Girl, I get it. I come out my house, I get in my car, I mind my own business. I am one of the most not nosy, when I tell you, that's why I would never do good in celebrity news because I don't give a fuck. My mouth is, y'all pray for me. I don't know what's going on. I got this cussing spirit today. I got this profanity spirit. Y'all prayers for me. Y'all say, cruiser, thou shallest not cusseth. Anyway, I don't care. But I do care about this content, and I do get interested in this content. So if it's something that sparked my interest, I will look it up. So I say all that to say I have overlooked it because I didn't know. I don't go to New Birth, so I don't know. I don't know. I remember when Tasha K saw them at an ice cream shop and reported that they were dating. Ask me if I know my neighbor's name. St. James, you like me? I couldn't tell you my neighbor's name, baby. Reggie said, cuss the spirit real strong. Because I'm sick of this dress. I'm sick of this dress, but I'm talking about it. So, y'all wanted when you press me for my opinion, it may come out like this. It may come out like this. So, I'll be trying to be nice, cruiser, but it may come out like this. Like, when I'm suppressing something down, it comes up real strong. But anyway, so yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know. So I got that cussing spirit from William McCrae. You say cussing is in the Bible. Ass and damn is in the Bible. Whooping ass is in the Bible. Ain't didn't William teach us that? William ain't teach us it's in the Bible. They were whooping ass over in the Bible. Oh God. That's William McCrae. But listen, this is what this lady, let me get this video so I can get on out of here and stop acting up and cussing all up in y'all ear. Y'all ain't asked for all this. But this is what this lady had to say. I want to play this.
Hello, everyone. I wanted to jump on and talk about a live that I just did with Michael L. Johnson Jr. We talked about the infamous dress worn by Dr. Karri, and this was the last time you'll hear me talk about this because it needs to just die down. But one of the things that I really wanted to stress upon people, as a mental health therapist, you have to be careful what you say and do to people because you never know where they are in their lives. People can dress up, put makeup on, hair done, nails done, and you would never know that they suffer with mental illness. So all the comments that she's dressed like a $2, I won't even say, you got to be careful because then there's a safety issue. You put her life and other people's life at risk because we're so careless with our words. It's so much bigger than a dress. And I feel like sometimes things like this have to happen so that we can have greater, more important conversations within the Christian community. Because there's no way there should be so much emphasis on a first lady and what we feel like she should be. You can't color outside the lines. I remember going to a church. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. And you build this anxiety around being a Christian. And if we're trying to save souls, we're sending out the wrong message because I think sometimes we can be so spiritually bound that we're no earthly good. If that's where she is in her life, why can't we accept that? Why can't we accept that? Why are we assassinating this person's character by saying well, I'm not saying everyone said this, but to have another bishop say she was dressed like a $2, that was so discouraging. Like, why? There's so many other things that we can say, but it really did open things up for us to kind of think about where people's minds are and how we do this all or nothing thinking. She has to be this way. But be careful about what you say about people, because again, you never know where they are emotionally and mentally, and that you can send them over the edge. Let's be mindful with our words. Let's not normalize being irrational and reckless with our words. It's very much uncalled for. You're entitled to your opinions, but let's not be reckless.
And I'm going to put her link in. I'm making an attempt to put her link in. I think this is her Instagram link, because I want y'all to subscribe to that lady. Because I did use her video and I forgot to put up my little disclaimer. See, I'm new at all this. I'm pretending like I'm new to all this. Did I put up my disclaimer? Where there it is. It won't stay up there. Okay, let me put up my little disclaimer. But y'all go check her out on Instagram. What is her name? Let me get her name real quick. But she made some excellent points about all the rhetoric, all the stuff that was saying. We forget that this woman is human, with human feelings, and just we heard some mean things said. Now, could some of it have been caused by some of the things that Dr. Bryant, Pastor Bryant said on New Year's? Yes, but still, some of the stuff that was said about her, did she deserve all that? The lady name is, and I put the link in, but I always want to reference. I want to reference who I'm quoting, except for that dude video who I watched yesterday, because I ain't got too many nice. I don't dislike him. I just think that he's traditional, and I think that his view on women ain't that great. When he started blaming the woman for that man messing around, I said, here we go. But that is her name. Let me see what y'all said in the chat real quick. I hope to one day if Sunshine is still in the channel, I would hope to one day get Sunshine up, because I would like to hear her thoughts on some of this stuff that we're talking about in the church sector. Hey, Kiss, thank you for coming in. You like this kind of teaching. You like this kind of carrying on. Y'all know I like to carry on. Are those cockpit window panes? What window panes? I got lost somewhere. Yeah, that's what they wanted, and that's sure what we gave them, Catherine. Catherine said they wanted the world to talk. They put it out there for the world to talk about it, even though she said she didn't. She didn't have she didn't have no idea it was going to go all like this, but it did. Whether they did or not, it did. If they were looking for attention, y'all sure did give it to them. I wish, I don't know why y'all couldn't have gave it to them, but it's content now. Charlie said, she is so correct. Sick of these judgmental, heteric idiots. Y'all make sure y'all check out that lady's video and tell her Miss Cruiser sent you. Whitley Engineer. Hey, Whitley. Has Jamal addressed Wooten over that comment yet? I don't know. Maybe he gonna get it on Sunday. Hey, Sean Talks. They got me over here talking about this. Girl, you already know I was sick of that dress. I hated that dress. I'm sick of that dress. I'm sick of that dress and hate that dress for two reasons. Number one, I can't get all this in it. I can't squeeze all this down in that dress. I would have wore it on Captain's Night at the Really Be You in here? Really Be, you would have seen that dress down there at the Captain's Night on the cruise had I been able to squeeze all these I said I'm gonna stop cussing. All this booty and thighs. If I could get all this booty and thighs down in that dress, you would have seen that down at the Captain's dinner. I would have wore that dress and took all the pictures of it so that I can see if I can garner attention from social media like that woman did. And I bet y'all couldn't. Anyway, you coming behind me? I heard that. So y'all make sure y'all go over to Sean Talks next. Y'all make sure y'all go over to Sean Talks show next after mine. I think that's all I had. I think that's y'all forgive me for the profanity. Y'all just forgive me. I was on one. Pray my squump in the Lord today. I was on one today. I was forced out here, so I was on one. It said the see-through fresh color sent people over the edge. Yeah, I think it was the color, that fresh color. And I wonder, honestly, I wish there could be, hey, Pastor Stephen Linden, how you doing, sir? It's good to hear from you. Every now and then you cross my mind and I intend to email you and then I forget. But how you doing? It's good to see you. Pastor Linden, I would love to hear I would love to hear from you. I would love to have Pastor Lennon and Sunshine on my panel at some point. I really would. And the Smart Show. These are people I would really love to hear from. There are people in ministry that seem to have balanced thoughts that I respect very, very much. And I would love to hear from them. But that's all I have for today. Y'all, another topic that I have not tackled because I would have such a difficult time tackling it. It would be very difficult for me. Is this Donnie McClurkin? But go check out. Many people are talking about it, and it was somebody knew that her name is I'm Not a Lawyer, But I think that's her name. I'm Not a Lawyer, But she did a video today on Donnie McClurkin's response. He did a response that was in an email or a letter or some written response. First of all, Donnie did this very, very awkward video of him showing a little clip of his new song. And, you know, it was very awkward. I saw that over on Joy 105. And then he put out the statement. It was a statement. So go over there to I'm Not a Lawyer, But, or I'm Not an Attorney. It's either I'm Not a Lawyer, But, or I'm Not an Attorney, But. I just subscribed to her today and check out her video on that. That is getting a lot of attention from the content creators, which it should. He's a very well-known singer, songwriter, pastor. He hangs around the Winans family. He's very close to all the Winans. So the church sector should indeed be talking about this big news thing that came out. So I'm always going to direct y'all where to go, where they're talking about it. If it's a story that I'm not able to talk about for whatever reason, then I'm always going to direct y'all where to go to hear it. St. James, make sure y'all check out St. James' video on it. Conscious TV did a video on it last night. Thais talked about it. Really BTV at AT2, they poke their head into this church sector every now and then, and I always enjoy when they do. Even though AT2, Lord have mercy, gets some stuff wrong sometimes. I love him. Lord knows I do. Lord G, AT2. I might go to AT2's meet and greet in Vegas. I'm thinking about it. But anyway, so there's many places that y'all can go. And yeah, Reggie, it's so much to unpack with that. It's so that thing is so entangled. I won't say I won't watch it, but I don't know how I would go about talking about it, you know, because it would, for me, it would have to be a responsible way. And there's so much involved, so much involved. So it'd be difficult for me to. So anyway, thank y'all for coming in. Y'all remember to live in peace on purpose. Please live in peace on purpose. And no matter what you're going through, no matter what it looks like, remember all is well. There is nothing too great that God can't handle it. There's nothing too great that God cannot fix. There's just nothing too great for God. So y'all remember to live in peace on purpose, and remember, no matter what you're going through, all is well.
I love church, and I'm a church baby, and I enjoy church, but I declare church has put some of you in bondage. Now, what is happening? What is going on? You ain't got no life.
On any stage, I'm the girl that always took God